Truck is absolutely filthy, but I'm going to put these wheels and tires on anyway. So let's get a little before and after. Well, boys and girls, I think we're going to have a problem. I overestimated how much room I had in here for these tires. It's still stock. I haven't put the Bilsteins on yet. Obviously, those are going to give it a little bit of a lift. But it looks like I may have to do that before I can even run these. These wheels are positive 18 offset, so they do stick out about 1.75 inches farther than the stock wheels did. Here's this vantage point. So just a little bit of poke. But man, Toyota really does not give you much room at all. I think that little front air flap is going to have to go for one thing. Let me go get the keys and start this up and let's see just how far off it is. I hope I can make them work though, because I mean, this truck's going to look so much better. I mean, it's just really going to change the appearance a lot. But let's turn the steering wheel and see what happens. Oh man, it's so close. Let me give it just a little bit more here. I think it's definitely going to rub. So it's making contact already. Yeah, it's already making contact. So I'm gonna definitely have to take those things off. And once I do that, I think it'll clear okay. It probably will still rub a little bit when, you know, when you go into a parking lot and the truck is kind of cranked all the way. I think it'll probably still rub up in here a little bit. That's a shame. Wonder how close it is back here in the back. Let's go the other direction with it. Wow, look at that. It's actually touching back there too. Well, I don't want to get rid of these because these, for me, are very functional. Got a lot of gravel and nasty roadways out here. I don't want that junk being thrown all over the side of my truck. So, looks like I might have to go to plan B, which is to wait until I get those Bilstein 5100s on the truck, give it a little bit of lift, and then try this again. Man, I can't believe it. I mean, this is just one size up. I went from a 265, 65. Did I get that correct? Yeah, 275. It was a 275, 65 was the stock size, and I put a 275, 70 on there. So I just went up one size. Now, granted, the wheels have a different offset, and that's where a lot of it comes from. But man, there's just no wiggle room at all in here. On the Ram, I was able to go all the way up to a 295, and it still had just a slight bit more room than this, even with a 295. So no space at all on the Toyota. Doggone. I was hoping to show you these today, but I think I'm gonna have to wait until I get those shocks on there and then try it. That is a lot better. Looks awesome now. Just got to get the leveling kit on and it's going to be ready to go. Man, I love those wheels. Don't they really pop against that magnetic exterior paint? They look really good. I think the white letter tires complement it. I like it. I'm pretty happy with this combo, especially for the price paid for all of it. This time of the year it gets dark way too fast, but man, that is a perfect stance. There's probably maybe an inch of tire sticking outside the fender. It's just perfect. Go out here to the rear, same kind of deal. Maybe just an inch and not much more sticking outside of the fender, which is exactly what I was after. That's pretty much the perfect stance. It's gonna look better, but it's still not gonna throw rocks all over the side of the truck, which, as you guys know, is important to me. But it just looks so much better. I like it a lot. Yeah, so just to recap, those wheels are 18x9s with positive 18 millimeters offset, and it's perfect on these Toyota Tundras. The tires are a 275/70 18s, basically a 33 1150. I did decide to go ahead and take these little air deflectors off the front bumper. I didn't really want to. I mean, how much difference does this make? I don't know. A quarter of a mile per gallon, I don't know. But anything that saves fuel on a truck like this, I'm all for it. So I don't like to take stuff like this off. But the fact of the matter is, I just put heavier tires on the truck on purpose, which is gonna reduce the fuel economy. So what difference can these really make? And I think that even with the leveling kit, these were gonna have to come off anyway. So in the trash they go. But yeah, it looks a lot better. Looks a whole lot better. And I think that these tires, like I said, are gonna do a really good job in the snow, the rain, all the crap that I drive in. Time will tell. I'll keep you updated on these, but for now, I'm gonna go show you these Bilstein 5100 shocks that are going on the front. So these have been out for many years. You guys have seen these before as well. But these have 3 different positions that you can set that clip in. They come preset to the lowest position, which is around 3/4 of an inch of lift. If you go to the middle position, that should be about 1.5 inches according to the directions. And if you go to the top position, that's about 2¼ inches of lift. I think I'm gonna go with the middle position. The farther up you go, the harder it becomes to align the truck properly, which obviously affects tire wear and steering, and it also stiffens up the ride quality. The higher you go, the stiffer the ride is going to be. And to be completely honest with you, I've been kind of enjoying the ride quality on this Tundra. I think it rides wonderfully from the factory. So I'm just going to go in the middle, and that should be fine for me. So you set that clip, and then of course you put the perch in there for your coil spring to sit on. Normally I do this kind of stuff around here. I get my dad to help me out. He's got a lot of tools that I don't have, and you know, together we'll knock something like this out. But to be honest, I just don't want to fool with it this time. You know, compressing the coil spring can be dangerous, and to be honest, it's just kind of a pain in the rear end. So I think for the first time I'm just going to take these and pay somebody to do it for me. While I sit and wait and do my day job on the computer. So next week I'm gonna go get those put on, and that'll level the truck up. And eventually I'll get the matching shocks. Of course, they're not adjustable for the rear, but I'll get the matching shocks to put on the rear just so it's all the same and matching. But that's what I'm gonna do for a leveling kit. Instead of putting the top hat, normally I'd put that little top spacer on them. That's what I did on the Ram, but I think this will be a better option for the Toyota. It'll ride better and perform better doing it this way. So I guess that's it for tonight, guys. Next up on my list is I gotta go down there to the barn, and I gotta get the plow put on the tractor and the plow put on the ATV, get the salt ready because the snow is coming. So I gotta go ahead and get that ready. That way in the middle of the night, I don't have to worry about it. Even though it's dark out here. Hey, did I mention that we've got electricity in the barn now? That's another project we got done this summer. Hey, let me go show you that while I'm talking about it, because these LED lights we put in the barn are awesome. So yeah, we've lived here 4 years, and up until now, if we came out to the barn in the wintertime, this is what we would see, unless we had a flashlight with us. But now, check this out. Voila! It is so bright. There's 1 over there, 2, 3, 4, 5 LED light bars, and that's all that we put in this barn. There's just 5 of those little LED light strips. Those things were like 20 bucks a piece. So there's $100 total invested in the light. And look at this. I mean, it's just like the noonday sun in here any time of the day. So much better. so much better. So now in the wintertime, I can come out here and actually work with my hands. Like for example, hooking up this plow on the ATV, which I have to do. Got to disconnect my land plane because it's not going to do us much good in snow. And instead, I'm going to put the box blade on here because a combo of the box blade and the bucket ended up working out pretty good for the heavier snows last year. And like I was telling you guys, for the lighter snows, I'm gonna use the ATV because it's faster. So I'm gonna get started on that, but hey, when the snow starts flying, I'll probably be back to show you some more. Let me show you a trick that I learned. Or maybe it's not a trick at all. Maybe you guys have already been doing it this way. So on these ATV snow plows, you've got the winch, of course, which hooks up to the plow down there, and that's what raises the plow up and down, right? And then up underneath of the ATV, you got a couple of clips. There's one on this side and there's one just like it on the other side. So you've got two of those clips that you have to run into the snowplow frame, right? Well, the way that I was always doing it was I would try to hook those clips up first, and then I would come up here and hook up the winch. And I always had a little bit of trouble doing that. So what I learned is, and like I said, maybe you guys have already been doing it this way, it's a lot easier if you hook the winch up first and go ahead and raise the plow up about 3 or 4 inches off the ground, because what happens is when you do that, it's flopping loose, see? The whole plow is just like dangling by the winch, and that allows you to grab this back here and move it around very easily and slide it where you need it to be. It just makes it easier, but you know, I'm kind of slow, so maybe you guys have been doing it that way anyway. If not, try it, because it's faster. All right, I think that's good enough for one night. It's getting late and it's dinner time. Dinner time's the best time of the night. So we will see you guys later. Take care.